How do you come together when you in your life has fallen apart? Is a question I ask myself many times over the course of the last 2.5 years. Losing my son, my eldest son, to suicide. A part of me died when he died. And it's taken me some time to speak about this. But I am, and I have journaled my journey first non-verbally. Took me almost 6 months or more actually to even begin to write. As I began to heal and ask questions why, answers I probably will never get. I contemplated what would be the right time. What would be the right time to talk about suicide? Talk about how my life has been changed. Talk about feeling like you're dead and yet you're alive. Talking about the process that I went through and I'm still going through after the loss and death of my son. And I discovered that there is no perfect timing. There would never be a perfect timing to talk about it. I would never have the perfect words to say regarding what happened. The only thing I can do is just to share my story in hopes that it will help someone else, that someone else will want to come into the conversation and have the conversation along with me. I'm willing to do that. And just through sharing my story, I hope that I can save someone's life or maybe give answers to questions that you also may have. Or maybe you have the answers to some of the questions that I have. Not really sure, but I'm going to share. My eldest son's name is Harrison Kirby Van Meter. He is and was a very loving and kind person. And before he was born, God said that he would grow up and he would do great things. And in his death, I questioned God and said, if he is to grow up and do great things, how is he going to do that when he's no longer here? And I tell you, in that those weeks and months of asking those questions, people reached out to me that I didn't even know. And they began to tell me how Harrison changed their lives and what he did for them in the course of his life. And God began to show me that my son did do great things. See, sometimes our interpretation of a word may not be what God has called it to be. And what I may see as great may not have the same meaning as someone else. But as I began to share this story of Harrison's life and Harrison's death, and as I began to take you on this journey with me, I want to share one of his songs with you. And this is a song that was from his heart. It was one of his first songs. And he shares his heart in this song. And although the song is labeled Pain, it is one of my favorite songs because this is true to his heart and where he was at the time. So in this first segment, I will share with you Carter Hayes, as he was known, as the lyricist that he was. And this song is called Pain, and I'll share a little bit with you.
Carter. Shout out to Ali Mo. It's the Eloise show. I know you're gonna feel my pain. Critically armed, ready to end receivers. This card is spitting hotter than heaters. Feel definitely like Grim Reapers. They hear me deliver and want a feature. Stay floating off indica or sativa. Invisible poison flow through your speakers. I'm painting the portrait, you get the picture. And most of these rappers cannot deliver. And this is shit you listen to. You should listen to the pain of a rare individual. Who lyrics can inspire you. With wisdom and knowledge is what he has provided you. And I ain't trying to tell you what to do, but you should listen to the pain of this rare individual. And I ain't trying to tell you what to do, but you should listen to the pain of this rare individual. Times has changed. Accept the love of the pain. Damn a nigga wanting the fame. I know I'm in range. The world feeling my pain. They tell me Carter keep bringing the flame until you reach the door of the game. Remain humble and follow your dreams. Cause every smile that smile in your face ain't real. It ain't nothing for a nigga to change. They fake the change. God bless a man that's never his own. So Carter Hayes walking alone. Even though I became a man all on my own. My mother taught me right from my wrongs. My father was gone. Couldn't make the birth of his own. So this is where my life went wrong. I follow niggas on the block who was serving the rock. Looking up, my father figure was gone. I began serving the rock, busting the Glock and robbing niggas we considered as ops. Is this life? They run from the cops, get caught living life in the box, and do time with no plan. Came home feeling like you the man. See your man still got grams, so you wanna dip your hand right back in, but you can't let it suck you back in, cause you can't survive the time to give it black, man. My advice is follow your passion, give residual payments when it's time for the cash in. Love will come with the hate, fuck it, it's all inspiring, never trust in the face. Every time I'm a leader the race, they cannot keep with the pace, and they say I'm underrated, what's called to blow up and they times have changed. Accept the love of the pain. Damn a nigga wanting the fame. I know I'm in range. The world feeling my pain. They tell me Carter keep bringing the flame until you reach the door of the game. Remain humble and follow your dreams. Cause every smile that smile in your face ain't real. It ain't nothing for a nigga to change. Times have changed. Accept the love of the pain. Damn a nigga wanting the fame. I know I'm in range. The world feeling my pain. They tell me Carter keep bringing the flame until you reach the door of the game. Remain humble and follow your dreams. Cause every smile that smile in your face ain't real. It ain't nothing for a nigga to change. Nigga to change.
Let me tell you, one of the things that I'm so blessed by is that his music is still here, and it brings me moments of where I can just sit and listen to his voice again. And every time I hear his voice, I miss him. Oh my God, I miss him. And this is a journey. It's a hard journey. It's a hard journey to live through when half of your heart is gone. I had 2 heartbeats. My oldest and my youngest, those are my heartbeats. And to have my heart fully beat again and fully in function, some days is a difficult task. But the reason why I wanted to open up with that particular song is that Harrison was a giver. Harrison spoke true from his heart, sometimes with no filter. But one thing about suicide and people that commit suicide, sometimes you never see it coming. Sometimes you do, often you don't, because they are the ones who are the givers. And they like to make you laugh. They like to bring joy into your life. They try to be as helpful as they can. And sometimes you don't see that they're in pain. And for me, I am an encourager, but I can sit and say how often I may not find someone to encourage me. And so how often I may have found and find myself alone. And so I don't want to make this one too long because I want to continue to talk about the ups and the downs of how to identify suicide. Some people have red flags and you can see them all the time, and some people, they don't have any and then they're gone. And the family and friends are left to ask the question, what happened? Why didn't I see that coming? And so I I am breaking free. I am breaking my silence. I have so much to share and I have so much to say. And in my sharing of what I have to say, I pray that I will help someone else who is suicidal to not take their own life. That is a trick of the enemy. And to know that there's so much to live for, even when you don't feel like it. I will share my journey of my attempts and how that has affected my life, and I will share that in the next segment of suicide. Where do you go and what do you do when your life has fallen apart? How do you bring it all back together?